Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the next 20 years. We are just going to jump right in here and we are going to see what's going on for you. We're doing this because we have Pluto going into Aquarius in March, and it's only going to be there for a short period of time, but it doesn't matter. It's going to leave the cusp. It's going to barely leave the cusp of Aquarius and Capricorn, and then in 2024, it will officially be staying in Aquarius until the end of 2043. And, really 2044 is what we should say. But we're going to see, what are the main things that you could be dealing with, and, how can you take advantage of the energy, of course, how can you get the most from it? And that's really what we're going to be looking at here in this reading. So I didn't want to pull that card. I wanted to pull this one. Or, no, I wanted to pull something else. Oh, I missed this one right here. So we're mixing up the order, but that's okay, because it was probably meant to happen that way anyway. But we're going to pull one more row at the end as well. And it actually looks like a pretty good reading. You have this elephant spirit in your first position. It says learn from the past. I mean, yeah, I would say that. I think it's a very good time to, not dwell in the past. Don't live in the past, but make sure you're not repeating lessons. Make sure that you're not bringing forward any burdens from the past as well. A lot of you in this first row, it kind of looks like you're done with something. You have the, I wanted to go here. You have the Nine of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Five of Cups. It's like, I feel like you're trying to block this out right here. And we can see that because he kind of has these wands behind him. They're kind of like forming a wall and preventing things from getting to him. And he's going to continue on his journey. So definitely a time to be persistent and perseverant right now. And whenever you're watching this video, could be a couple years from when I publish it, doesn't matter. I would just be persistent and perseverant, and I would keep pushing forward with this energy. Also, Nine of Wands is my card of experimentation, and I mean, Pluto in Aquarius is going to be an amazing time for experimentation, trying new things, trying different things. So the next 20 years at least, and it doesn't stop after that. I like to remind people, it's like just because a planet leaves doesn't mean you're not still dealing with the energy. So Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. I've been saying for years that really we have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold, but the people who do it are going to strike it rich, right? Could be literally, could also just be finding answers to your problems, finding solutions, finding easier ways of doing things. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but the people that do the work are going to benefit the most. Again, I do feel like you're leaving, we can just take these together because I feel like you're leaving some regrets in the past. I feel like you're leaving some things behind. I kind of feel like you're leaving some things behind that maybe you're not so proud of in your life as well. But, again, don't beat yourself up. I feel like I said this in your mid-January reading as well. I get this energy of kind of like looking, judging yourself too harshly. It could be over nothing. So, again, be kind to yourself, especially at the beginning. If you're watching this at the beginning of Pluto and Aquarius in, 2023, 2024, 2025, somewhere around there, I would say be kind to yourself, be nice to yourself, and don't be afraid to experience new things either. He has these two cups behind him, and he's crying over something that he lost. But if he were to turn around and be grateful and see what he does have, he would get this bridge and this castle as well. So the Five of Cups is a card of gratitude. And if we go this way, up here, we go to the Empress. So it's like by being grateful, you're going to have achievements and be successful. Even if we go this way, Six of Cups is a turnaround. It can represent obstacles being removed from your life. So it's a gift from the universe, the Six of Cups. And, again, I always say that the gift we usually receive from the Six of Cups is obstacles being removed. So let's see. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords. No rushing at this time, right? It's kind of a difficult time, I think, to be alive. Because number one, there is rushing energy. There is a sense of urgency. I do think we have to kind of like move quickly. We shouldn't be waiting, right, for actions. But at the same time, I do think we need to come up with a plan. So it's kind of like that delicate balance of needing to move forward quickly on plans that you come up with, but also needing to make sure that the plan is good in the first place, right? So it always confuses people when I say this, but there's a great book called Thinking Fast and Slow, and that's what it reminds me of. It's like we need to move fast and slow at the same time. So it's kind of like one of those things. I think that the best way to use this energy, this fast, slow, or I should say slow, fast type of energy, would be to come up with a plan, You could model the plan. Let's say you want to start a business. You could model it after another business. Let's say you want to get into a relationship. You could think like, okay, this is what worked. This is what didn't work in the last one. How can we make it just like 1% better? Can I remove one bad habit? Can I remove one bad thing and move forward? So I would kind of think like that. I would also experiment. I would plant seeds, kind of like this Six of Pentacles energy. I would plant the seeds, take action, and then see what grows, and then water what grows, nurture what grows, and get rid of the rest. That's like moving quickly but slow at the same time, because you have to wait for growth and all that other stuff. I think that focus is important here. I also think that a great practice for you would be to maybe you need quarterly goals, for example, because it's like a quarter is a good amount of time for you to spend on something without wasting a lot of time as well, if you catch my drift here. So it's like if you're starting a business, what's the smallest business that you can start, the smallest version of the business you can start, and can you do it in 3 months, and can you get results in 3 months? If the answer is no, maybe it's time to try something else. So that's how I'd be thinking of it. What is this? 9 of Wands, 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is a card of conviction. I do feel like you're kind of defending yourself as well. It's a card of defending your position at the top of the hill, really. And I feel like you're kind of defending yourself from past separations, heartbreaks, but pretty much everything with the 5 of Swords, losses as well. I do feel like you're protected, though. With the 5 of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. Everybody's had the Knight of Wands, and it doesn't really surprise me. The Knight of Wands is a card of experimentation and experimenting as much as you possibly can. So anything you can do to try new things would be a good idea. We have a lot of adventure here as well, going up to the World card. So if you want to go on any adventures, if you want to do anything new, anything different in your life, I would definitely do it. Next, you have this card that says, if you need to break the rules, do it with conviction to make a difference. Love it. You also have the spell work card. It says, using magic spells or your manifestation powers is strong. So I would definitely be practicing manifestation and really through focus. Because again, you have the star card here. Pluto, Aquarius is the star card. So we have Pluto in Aquarius. You're going to want to focus on the star, which could be your North Star, your guiding light, Virgo, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And again, it's funny that this you're not the only sign that's had a rule-breaking card either, because Pluto in Aquarius is kind of like breaking the rules. It is kind of like doing things that have never been done before, being a rebel, right? We're going to see a lot of people rebelling during this time, I believe, and that could be good, could be bad, right? Kind of goes both ways. But it's like, are there, we're not talking about breaking the law here, of course. Somebody always takes it there. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about there are just, sometimes I think there are just rules that have been established for no reason. And I mean the way things have been done, right? It's like in tarot, it's like pretty much every single channel does the readings the same way, right? But maybe there's a different way that breaks the rules, but maybe it's good, right? So it's like, how can you be a rebel? How can you rebel against the system, the man, right? That's what I would say here. You have the 10 of Wands, the World, and the Wheel of Fortune. Really good row. I mean, success, your fortunes changing, turning in your favor. Something has to be released, though. I would be careful of responsibility. Like, how many responsibilities do you take on from other people? Are you taking on responsibilities that you don't need to take on? At the same time, I really like the 10 of Wands. I know some readers don't, but, that's his harvest that he is carrying, and he's about to reach his home right here, and he's about to have a harvest. It's like, how bad can it be, right? And right here, you have the card of harvest, the Empress. Are you kidding? So it looks like to me that you could be having a big harvest, or you could be attracting a lot of abundance probably pretty early on in Pluto and Aquarius. You're not going to be waiting 20 years for this, because you also have the World. The World is an achievement or an accomplishment. I feel like there's a lot of abundance coming in here. I also feel like you really have the opportunity to step into a new world, as cliche as that sounds. The Wheel of Fortune is your destiny. And I always say it's like your destiny in the sense that it's your personal vision for your life, where you see your life going, what you see as the ultimate, achievement in your life, or whatever you want to call it. And, I really feel you have the opportunity to kind of go through a birthing period and to completely change your life over the next 20 years. It's probably true for everyone. And, a lot does change in 20 years. Like, I'm sure people are going to leave those comments. Well, a lot changes over 20 years, blah, 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 blah. Right, great. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a big change. I'm talking about, things you never thought you would ever do in your life. You have those opportunities, but you have to take control. The Wheel of Fortune is always spinning. That wheel is always spinning, And most people are on the outside of the wheel. They're just like spinning with life, right? We want to be at the center of the wheel, because then we can see right here at that center point, because then we can see opportunities that come our way. We can take advantage of the things that come towards us, good and bad, but we're much more in control when we're at the center of the wheel. We can do this with our vibrations. You have a snake right here in the form of a vibration. So we can do this by using our powers of law of attraction, but we can also just do it by just saying, like, I am taking control of my life. I'm not going to live automatically anymore. I think the easiest way to do this is to not make automatic decisions. And people always say, what does that mean? And I'm like, well, anything that you've been doing the same day in, day out, change it. Do something different. That's how you take control of your life. It could be anything. It could be the way you drive. It could be the direction you drive in every single morning to work. Take a different way. It could be maybe even going to the same gym or the same store every single year for, 20 years or something like that. Mix it up, literally. Have new experiences. Do things you've never done before. That's how we take control of our destiny. You have the Ten of Wands. You have the King of Wands. Yeah, definitely a time to be bold and assertive. Again, I've been saying it for like 3 years now, that fortune favors the bold. I really believe we have to be bold. We have to be assertive as much as we can, not just over the next 20 years, but really for the rest of your life. If you want something, you have to go for it. I've been talking about elbow grease for weeks, because we really have to put in the work. It doesn't even have to be work. Again, sometimes I think it's more about being bold, being assertive, really taking the lead, right, in your own life. With the World, you have the Magician. You are clearly attracting something into your life during this time. Something big, like I said, a new world, probably. Something new that you can create for yourself, or just things being completely different than they have been in the past. And I think this, the major focus for you, it seems, is on habits. I feel that you maybe have some 95% habits. I think it's Bruce Lipton who says 95% of our life we live the same. And, just kind of like unconscious programming. And by changing that programming, we take control of our life. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Four of Pentacles here. Four of Pentacles holding on too tightly to the past, needing to let go of the past. But it's also a card of alignment. Again, speaking of another favorite person of mine, Greg Braden, he says, when your head and your heart become one, you can move mountains. So this is about like needing to be in alignment, needing to make sure the two energies are matching so that you can move any obstacles out of your way. Next, you have this Raven card here. It says, darkness looms on the horizon. These cards are a little bit negative. I want to see what the next one is. It says, beware who you trust. So there you go. I would definitely take this as a warning. I would be careful of just I wouldn't just trust people, right? I would trust actions. You have the Seven of Cups here, which can be an illusion. Seven of Cups is like good and bad, right? There are good things and bad things in those cups. But I think for you, this is kind of like saying that you need to kind of pay attention to who you trust. I do think that there could be some darkness over the next 20 years, of course. I mean, just look at the direction we're heading in. But there's a lot of light. And again, I think the important thing with Pluto and Aquarius is that we are the light. Us. It's not Klaus Schwab, evil, Dr. Evil, right? It's not Mark Zuckerberg, evil, probably. Bill Gates evil, probably, right? It's not any of those people, although we don't really know if they're evil or not, I guess, but it's going to come from us. It's not going to come, the solutions, I've been saying, like the major solutions to the problems of the world are not going to come from some corporation. That's the whole point of Pluto and Aquarius. That was the whole point of Pluto and Capricorn, the breakdown of structure, the breakdown of, establishment, really, is what Pluto and Capricorn was. What people need to understand about astrology is it's like, when the planet leaves, that's when we deal with the energy. So it's leaving Capricorn. That's when we're going to deal with all this breakdown. So the solutions come from us, and I'm all about empowering people and Team Human. So I'm on Team Human. I'm not on Team let's turn everyone into a robot or, whatever the hell they're trying to do, right? So you have the Empress, the Two of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. I feel like you're in a very abundant position, though. This could be why it's warning you against people. Again, I wouldn't be paranoid here. I would just make sure that the people who are entering into your energy deserve it. I would make sure that they also match your vibe as well, because you're showing up as an Empress, right? She really values her energy. She values her time. She values what she can create. So make sure that the people who are entering into your life are on the same level. Again, I would trust your intuition because of the Two of Swords here. I would also trust I would trust those people's actions. Like, what do they do? I also think that with that Elephant spirit, you can say, You can look at a person's past, right? It's like people change. Like, I don't believe that nobody changes, but I do believe that people rarely change. So, for the most part, I think you can, look at a person's past and, if you're like hiring people for your business, or if you're working together with people on a project, or even for relationships, it's like, what does their past show? They probably haven't changed, and you probably need to trust that information. Again, obviously, if they show you that they've changed through their actions, totally different story. You have the Two of Swords here, really needing to trust your intuition. This has been coming up a lot, and again, I think that the whole thing with Pluto and Aquarius is that there are going to be two worlds, kind of, that exist, and this started, I would really say at the beginning of COVID, but I think there are two worlds that we can choose to live in, and whatever that means for you, by the way, because you create your own reality. And, I would just choose to live in this world over here. It's something new. It's something different. It's not exactly the same as it has been for her whole entire life. That's the whole point of where she's sitting, is she's sitting where she has always been. So I feel like doing new things, exploring new opportunities, that's where it's at for you. You have the Seven of Cups here. Seven of Cups is being spoiled for choice. I do feel like you have a lot of opportunities at this time, and, I would take advantage of any opportunities that are coming your way. I would also make sure to really look into things. Those Seven Cups, there's good things and bad things. I do feel that if anything you think about doing, I would explore it. I would look at everything. I would look at the evidence, right? I really get that feeling here that this card is saying in relationships, businesses, any ideas you have, anything you're about to purchase, whatever. I would just do your research and make sure that you're not, getting into something that you shouldn't. And I wouldn't be paranoid about it. I would just think about it. With the Empress, you have the Queen of Cups. Definitely either could be love coming in for you, could be a water sign for sure. I would say that you're probably attracting a magician. It could be an Aquarius that you're attracting, or someone who has an Aquarius in their chart, but here, Virgo. But what I would say is that I feel like you could be attracting someone who creates their own reality. I also feel that this could be just you needing to trust your heart. Again, I've said to everyone that Pluto in Aquarius this next 20 years is going to be all about kind of really trusting your heart, trusting your intuition, trusting what you feel inside, right? And that's what I feel like you need to do here. With the Two of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands. Yes, I mean, being bold, being assertive, going for what you want is what we need to do at this time. Exactly what I said, fortune favors the bold. So being bold, being assertive, really making things happen is going to be a good idea for you. Also, divine counterparts could be a fire sign as well. And we go to the Six of Cups, which could be a soulmate. So, there could be some sort of soulmate coming in for you here. Very passionate, very creative energy I get here as well. Empress, and then the two fire signs. Again, it might not be a fire sign. And again, obviously you aren't a fire sign, but you're showing up as one here. And I think it's just the fiery energy, the creative force. You could be really attracting a person where you have a lot of creative force together. You create something together. Maybe you create a family. Maybe you create a business. Maybe it's both. But I really see that here. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Big opportunity. See, I also wouldn't be focusing on these tiny little opportunities here with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups sometimes I feel is playing small, and that's what I'm feeling here. Sometimes I think we're like, I want to start a business, but I'd be happy making like $10,000 a month, and maybe that's good. I'm not saying, again, that it's all about the money or anything like that. But what I am saying is if you are capable of making, $100 million a month, then why not? But why shouldn't we live to our full potential? Again, sometimes I think people are always like, well, how much do you need? And all this other stuff. I always say, donation link in the description. If you're making $100 million a month, you don't want it, send it to me. I will gladly accept it, right? But the other thing is that when we live to our full potential, we can be doing good things for other people. We can, if you truly don't want the money, then you can donate it. You can give it away. You can start charities. You can start things that do matter. So I think that there's no excuse. I think that people who say like, oh, how much do you need and all that other stuff, they're just losers, basically. People who, can't see themselves doing it for themselves, right? So, again, there's a lot you can do with making as much as you possibly can. I would push it to the limits. No playing small here with that Ace of Pentacles. Next, you have this moon card. It says cycles, change on it. So we talked about this whole entire reading. There's some sort of cycle changing. The World card, we were talking about how you could be being birthed into something new. You have the Four Swords, the Star card, and the Six of Cups. This is a blessing coming in. This is something you've been praying for and hoping for right here. There's a person in this stained glass window who is receiving blessings from another person, and he's like hoping and praying right here. So and then you have the Star and the Six of Cups, like a gift from the universe. So quite simply, I feel like this is some sort of gift that you are receiving the trick here is a star card. I feel like you need to believe that it's possible. She's pouring water onto the land here from the pool of universal consciousness, and it represents what's possible for one person is possible for everyone. So I feel like you need to realize that whatever's possible for you or anyone else is possible for you. So if you see something that you want to accomplish in life, just do it. You also see these ripples that are going out into the pool of universal consciousness. Again, I think everything during Pluto and Aquarius is going to start with an idea. You're going to have an idea to do something. Could be anything. Could be to go for a walk. Could be to start a business. Could be big. Could be small. Doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, I would follow those ripples because they are going to lead to the star. Something great, probably like a gift from the universe. I feel like you could be attracting true love here as well. Probably something that you haven't experienced before in your life as far as love is concerned. I know a lot of readers read the Six of Cups as someone coming back from the past. I do not read it as someone coming back from the past. If you read any old tarot book, it says, do not get stuck in the past, so about the Six of Cups. So, to me, it can represent thinking about the past, but it doesn't mean a person coming back from the past. With the Four of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups. Definitely love coming in for you, for sure, if you want it. You have two aces as well. Major new beginnings. Multiple aces just says there's new beginnings here. I think it's for you to step into a world that isn't 95% the same, right? Something that's much different. With the Star card, you have the Page of Pentacles, new love. Could be another earth sign as well. You have basically everything here. It could be any sign. Take it how it resonates. I think what's important is the creative force. That's what keeps popping into my head. You could be really attracting someone who has creative intelligence. Like, I feel, they are just very creative. And maybe they've reinvented themselves many times in life. I think that's something that might stand out to you, is that they've gone through reinventions, but always grow back stronger. And they do, right? So no matter how many times they have to start over, it doesn't matter. I feel like you could, the type of person you could be attracting here is a type of person where you could take everything away from them, burn down their home, put them on the streets, give them nothing but the clothing on their back, and I think they would be perfectly fine. I think that's the type of person that you're attracting. And not only would they be perfectly fine, they'd be up and running, making money like 2 days later. So, a very secure type of energy is what I get here. With the Six of Cups, you have the Queen of Swords. I feel like you see things clearly now. I feel like you see your goals, wishes, dreams clearly, and I do feel that is a good thing. So, amazing reading, Virgo. We're going to pull 5 more things that could be coming in for you over the next 20 years. Let's see. You have this excitement card. A lot of excitement. Quick movements. I do think there's going to be quick movements for you, all this fire energy that's showing up here. You could notice that when you're kind of moving in the right direction, things seem to move forward quicker. When you're not, they don't. So, I would trust that feeling. Next, you have this innovation card. It is a time of innovation. Pluto and Aquarius is all about innovative ideas, new ideas. So, as I've said to everyone else, I would embrace the innovative new ideas that you have, pretty much about anything in your life. That's where the success is going to come from here. So that's what I would do if I were you. Next, you have this discrimination card. You always get this card. This is a card of discernment. It's a card of being able to tell the difference between what's good and what's bad. And I feel like that's what's going on here with that Raven card and the other card, the Wolf or whatever you had here. Wolf and Raven, hey, they work together in nature as well. I feel like you need to trust the warning signs, and all that other stuff. But again, this is good as well. It's like not only are there going to be things that you need to pay attention to that aren't good for you, there are going to be other opportunities that are good for you. Being able to tell the difference is going to allow more good into your life is what I'm getting here. You have this exaltation card. I mean, yeah, definitely a good time for you. This is a card of being blessed and receiving blessings. So I definitely feel it's your time. It's going to be a good time for you over 20 years. Doesn't mean things are going to be perfect. Of course not. But the energy is ripe for you to be successful. And you also have the inheritance card. Some of you could be receiving an inheritance, but I kind of feel this could be a divine inheritance with the Six of Cups. It's like because you're in alignment with your journey or your path, which we kind of talked about here, you're getting your rewards or whatever you want to call it. But this looks amazing. I like it. So thank you for being here, Virgo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your 20 years.